If you don't care, let's all stand and, say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Go ahead and remain standing. Dale,
Yeah, we probably want to come before you tonight. We thank you so much for living in the country where we live and allowing to meet in a public place for public meetings. Lord, we ask your blessing upon all the ones that are here tonight and help us in this council to make the right decisions that affect us, our community. Lord, we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, this is a regular call meeting. Date is November 10th, 2025. Like I said, it's 6 P.M. Here at the Powell County Emergency Operations Center.
Might explain why it was moved up a day.
Yep. And, reason why that, we did have it tonight versus tomorrow night, as, tomorrow is Veterans Day. And, so we had, either, one day before, or we could do it the week after, and if we do it the week after, then our bills would be late, and they're liable to shut our gas card and stuff off, so we don't want the electric and gas shut off. All right. Connie, if you don't care to call roll,
Jake Barn,
here,
Dale Bowen.
Here.
Dennis Combs.
Here.
Mike Walker.
here,
Brian McKinney.
here,
Chad Patton.
Here.
do you have one? Kevin, can you grab your finance sheet, please? Thank you, sir.
I'm sure you like that sitting there.
All right, first person on the sign in is Chris Walling. You can come on, Brandon, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm with Kelwell Food Management, the president of the food service we do at the jail here. We were just coming to, kind of talk a little bit. I know there's been some stuff about what's going on there. I just wanted to say, you know, we first got established in 1992. We've been in business for 30 years. You know, we have a 99% customer retention rate, because we like to fix problems. We know issues happen. We just feel like we haven't really got much of a communication anymore in the facility to give opportunity to fix our issue. I know we've been getting bids and stuff like that, so we're just here whenever that comes up. We'd like to be here and hear what you guys have to say, what you think, and if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer them.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Eric Jones.
Yeah, I'm the owner of Kelwell Commissary. I'm basically here just to answer any questions. Got any questions about the commissary that comes up in the meeting? I'm here just to answer any miscommunication or comment, thing that's been asked. I'm here to give you any insight or just tell you what you need to know, and any questions come, I'm here for you.
Okay, thank you. And the next one, Jessica Faulkner.
Hi there. I just wanted to discuss something that we brought up a few years ago, when the landfill was going on about zoning, and we have not completed that. Just wanted to quickly touch base on that tonight and maybe see if we could add it to the agenda for the next meeting for us to discuss a little bit more in depth. I promised I wasn't gonna talk for 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's fine. Tony, would you mind just put down? Yeah.
Just wanna prevent further landfills from trying to get put into residential areas. That's our biggest concern.
Do you have anyone else like with the state or something like that? Would you?
I'm sorry?
Somebody like with the state, was it Waste Management or would it come also? Or
I'm not sure what your question is.
would you want somebody else to also?
Yeah, if you have somebody else that you could call
A
them.
specialist in it, what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that back up.
I think the last time, we had went, it was last time or time before that, was questioned about if we were opposing or for it, so.
Yeah. We just wanted to make sure that everyone, magistrates and you are still opposing the landfill. Should something else try to come up.
Yeah.
And I did watch the meeting and you all said
Yes,
that you all were
Yeah.
still opposing.
yeah.
Thank you all for the support against them.
Thank
Especially
y'all.
in a residential community.
Thank y'all for coming up.
Yeah, thanks
We
for having me.
appreciate it.
I just seen, I'm against Rumpke expanding what they're wanting to do over there, cause they didn't know Clay City and Stanton somewhat.
Yeah, it's like nearly 200 acres.
That affects us, we don't have a lot to say what Montgomery County does, but.
Yeah.
We do for Powell.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to reach out to me, I know we all talk, so. For the next meeting, if we could get that put on there and then collaborate and discuss how we can do that.
Okay, if y'all are more welcome, come up to the office anytime you need to,
Okay,
except this week.
we'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, I can be there tomorrow.
Work. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bobby Williams?
Oh, I have a plan to run Hollywood Park that'll keep you guys in the green after we outsource insurance. Katie knows some of this info. But I've got some details out here if anybody would be interested in that. I don't know where the situation's at.
Yeah, right now, we were going to discuss well, not right now, but, tonight we're going to discuss a contract that has been proposed. Where that comes up, if you want to stick around.
Well, I'd be glad to if you think I should.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Adam Brown?
Hello, everybody. My name's Adam Brown. So here just recently, myself and a few more community members put together a committee. It's called Powell County Oversight Committee. So to make it easy to remember, to be called Peacock. It'll have a big peacock on the logo. So our purpose is to bring more communication between these government boards and entities with the community and the public. Cause I'll be honest with you, I don't know who any of you are. I've lived on South Fork forever. I wouldn't even know who my magistrate was there. It doesn't matter now, I live in Clay City. Now, so. I've lived here off and on for 25 years. And to be honest with you, when it comes to a government official, I don't know who they are. I've not talked to them unless it's election time. So we'd like to change that. You know, if you all want to step up and have some more communication with your constituents, or I don't know, invest in a little one-page notice to send out, or get with the newspaper and have like an op-ed, something that tells the community what you all talk about in these meetings, other than these live streams. Honestly, I found out with a few instances today, even with the technology, there's a lot of people in our community that doesn't have a clue what's going on. I mean, for example, with the tax debate, when you go door to door and talk to people, they're like, what are you talking about? And I mean, this has already been 45 days after the initial slam of information, and you go talk to them and they still don't know what's going on. So I can imagine that the community doesn't know what's going on inside these fiscal court meetings, the city meetings, a library board meeting, a Powell's Valley Water Board meeting, you know, so our purpose is to have more lines of communication between the community and these boards, to hold accountability to elected officials and, anything in between. So just wanted to introduce myself and the committee that'll be coming on, but I did have a couple questions since I knew I was coming tonight. I went to a city meeting, I think, last week or last month, and they brought up that they were getting a new water pump put in on, Paint Creek with the new water tower that they're replacing. So I asked them, I said, was that new water pump brand new? Like there's never been one there before? Or is it just replacing an old one? They said, no, it's a brand new one. Never been there. It's gonna, so I asked, well, are you supplying more water to an addition to a community, like a new subdivision or what? And they said, well, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be growth out that way, but initially when you have a water leak or a water main bust, it takes forever to build the pressure back up, so they're putting in a new pump to build up water faster. Well, my question is, I've asked over the years for probably 25 years, well, no, let's say 22 years. Me and my wife's and her family, why we couldn't get a water pump on Barker Branch to shoot it up to her house or out that way. And about every time I ask the question, I get told they can't afford it. So I asked the city, well, how did they afford to get theirs? Well, they said they got a grant. So I just wonder why after 22 years, we couldn't get a little help to get some water up that way. Which, I don't know why the county is involved in a Hollywood thing, but it would help Hollywood too, if y'all could get water up that way. Since we all get water from the same place, I didn't really understand that, so, I will be trying, I didn't even know Powell Valley had a water board that I could go to, nobody's ever told me that. But now that I know, I'm gonna try to attend it and ask them the same question, because I've asked the people at the water company why they can't get us some public water up there. They can't afford it, it costs too much for one house, you know, we're all residents. That's a family that's been here for years, they've been paying property taxes, that's been invested in the community. They build a house, they pay their taxes, they serve this country, but they can't get water. And when we're in the 21st century, we should all have city water, especially residents. So, but to piggyback on that, since Harwood's come in, they dug a well. The well wasn't any good, can't get city water. So, there was a pond and we sucked water out of the pond to a cistern, let it settle, just so we can have water to wash dishes, take a shower, whatever. But in the last year, since Hollywood really took off, I just wonder if anybody's ever done a study on the runoff of silt or erosion on all that, because now the pond is almost useless. It can't pump any water. So I just wonder if you all would take a little time to investigate that, South Fork. Would you look after those people up there? So I just wanted to bring that to your attention too, and I'm glad to have your time.
Okay, thank you. Well, hang on just a second, I'll answer some of them for you.
Okay.
Starting off with the water issues. Over about the past year and a half, we've been attempting to, gain funding for several water projects here, in which the county actually does not have the water departments. Powell Valley Water, Stanton, and Clay City, they're the ones that operates the water. But we're trying to help, because that one of the problems is our infrastructure here in Powell County. Honestly, we're about 20 years behind time here. We're so far behind, it's not even funny, and we're trying to play catch up. One of the problems we have, and especially post-COVID, Powell County's expanded tremendously. It's grown, and basically, we've outgrown it, or they've outgrown the water. Beach Fork Water, they operate, each day they pump 2 million gallons of water. That's the max capacity. And right now they're about 90 to 95% at that capacity. And so what we're looking into is expanding Beach Fork Water. In order to do that, just the water plant alone, you're looking at $10 million. We've had meetings with appropriation revenue committees. We've testified before Frankfurt. I've met with Senator Stivers, the Senate President, over the problem. And last Thursday, I met with Speaker Osborne, of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, on these issues. We're trying to find funding. Along with Beach Fork, we've got Powell Valley Water that has problems. And that's where you come into play, is right now, excuse me, right now, the way that they pump the water, it goes from, they buy the water off Beach Fork, and it goes up, and it goes up Harders Creek, around Furnace, back down South Fork, and around through there. So they're having to pump all that water uphill and back around, and then have gravity fed back down. And their lines aren't that big. So what they're trying to do is, we've been talking to the state also, and putting Kentucky Infrastructure Authority grants in, ARC grants. You know, we've been looking at rural development, everything, trying to get money for this. And one thing that people has to realize is these grants, it's not an overnight fix. We've had grants in place for, ever since I've been here, March of 23. So, we've, Powell Valley Water, just to increase their lines, they're wanting to go from 6-inch line up to an 8-inch line and redo all that. Well, that's a little bit over $6 million that, it's gonna cost. You're looking at $16 million on those two projects. Along with that, we've got Red River Wastewater Authority that, is having problems out of their sewer, and all their equipment stuff's basically obsolete. They can't find, parts and stuff to fix their machines and stuff that they have now. We're looking at $1.2 million on that. Powell Valley Water on their sewer, they're looking to try to expand. Natural Bridge State Park is wanting them to take over their sewer. And by doing that, they're going to have to basically double their size. And you're looking at $4 million on that. And, so that, you're looking at over $20 million just on our basic stuff that we have to have. Not including, we're trying to get Clay City Industrial Park that's been sitting idle for 23 years. We're trying to get that into works, and hopefully by around the 3rd or 4th month of 2026, hopefully, if everything turns out right, we'll start putting the lines and stuff in, and the water and sewer and roads and stuff like that. And we already have 2 people that's willing to put factories in down there. So that's an extra $4 million. So you're looking at about $24 million on just the bare necessities. Whenever I met with Senator Stivers, the price that we were looking at on everything we need here in Powell County, you're looking at over $40 million. And I thought we was gonna have to resuscitate him because he almost had a heart attack whenever I mentioned that. But the bare necessities, the bare water, sewer, and the Clay City Industrial Park is a little bit over $20 million. We're working every avenue trying to get this brought into Powell County. 3 weeks ago, I had Dale was there, had 2 people come in the office that was wanting to build a 30 home subdivision. And it was in the Powell Valley Water District. Can't do it. We don't have the water to supply them. Right now, they've got line extension bans. They won't allow them to put any extensions on. And anything up through there, as they explained, that if they wanted water, they would have to run a line from the house all the way back to the road and tap on there because of the line extensions. So we've got a lot of problems here that we're trying to fix, and we've gotten support, so that Senator Stivers and Speaker Osborne saying that they're wanting to help us, and because we're not going to progress until we get the basic infrastructures fixed. The Red River Resort, I know a lot of people are for it, a lot of people against it. But they called and asked 2 simple questions. Can you get us water? Nope, sure can't. Can you get us sewer? Nope, sure can't. And that's because that we're so far behind times, it's not even funny. So we're trying to get up to times, we are, but we're, like I said, we've been working on this over a year, and it's a slow process. And where we speak of grants and stuff, everybody thinks that grants, we can get them this year and no problems. I put in an emergency grant for two river things that was clogged up. And one of them was hanging on the 6-inch water line of Powell Valley Water, and it's an emergency. They allocated at that $100,000. And by the time that they went through, that they found that mussels was in the river, they did studies on that. And we had to stop because of the mating season. You know how much money, and that was March of 23. You know how much money we've received so far on them log jams? Not a dime. And we've been approved for it, but we haven't received it. So that's how fast the government is, you know, and, you know, I'd give anything if we could have got the money 2 years ago. But, you know, we're still working at it, trying to get it. The old saying, it takes act of Congress, it does. So that's where we're at on the water. Now, on Hollywood, in which, Hollywood, as far as the water testing and stuff, basically Powell County owns Hollywood. Okay, but it's managed by the industrial board, and the industrial board subleases it, or not leases, but they have a management team that manages it. So we're here tonight, we're going to talk about that too, because, you know, whenever I first heard about Hollywood, and I'll put this bill, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was the worst idea in the world. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Now I disagree. I think it's a bad idea for the county. I really do. But for a private entity, I think it'd be a real good shot of making something. You know, so we're going to talk about, you know, leasing it out to somebody, and we'll go from there. But the misconception or people telling rumors about we're going to sell Hollywood and we're going to shut Hollywood down and stuff, that's a lie. So if you hear that, no, we're not. Right? We're working to make it where that it could be self-supporting and it could benefit the county. We, as a county, do not have the money to run it. But somebody that can go in there and they can,
There's too much red tape for us to even try to manage it.
yeah,
You know, we can't.
they can put in, cabins, camping, you know, different things that will actually build that up, and it would be good. You know, so that's what we want to try to do. Next is you had concern over people not knowing, who their magistrates are or who their, representatives are, or anything like that. This meeting is open to everybody.
Oh, yeah, I know
Once a month, we have it here, you know, other than tonight, it really hasn't changed. Sometimes we have special meetings. We encourage everybody to come up. Because, you know, the thing about it is, do we not, girls? Everybody that we ask everybody to come up and listen, because, you know, we invite your input, you know, because, us sitting up here, you know, we're the leaders, but we like to hear your inputs, you know, because we're not perfect. And, you know, like I've always said, you know, that ideas, it's not look what we do, it's look what we do as a community. If, I have an idea, they have an idea, and you have an idea, we put them all together, we may have one heck of an idea. So, you know, we invite everybody to come in here, you know, the door at the office, it's always open. You know, is it not? It's never locked. And we invite you to come down. If you have a question, come on in. One of us will answer it. And, you know, because we're transparent. We don't, you know, whether we're right, wrong, and different, you know, we're going to answer it and we're going to tell you the truth. So, because, you know, the thing about this, I have to try to keep my boss happy. And you know who my boss is?
Should be us.
Every one of you sitting here is my boss. All right. And that's what we're supposed to do. We work for you. And are we gonna make everybody happy? No, we're not. You know, but we're gonna try the best we can, you know, to do the best. And so that's where we're at. As far as Paint Creek, water tower,
No, it wasn't the fact of a tower, it was just setting up the question of, they can put in a brand new water pump, but Powell Valley couldn't put in a brand new water pump on.
Yeah. And well, I'm not gonna get into the logistics and stuff of both of them, but the difference is Stanton and Clay City are not governed under the Public Service Commission. Powell Valley Water District is, so they've got a little bit, they've got a more strenuous, laws and stuff that they have to go by than Stanton's. But we're not, nope, I ain't gonna say it. I started to say my wife works there, so that's the reason why I know, but, she'll kill me now. But anyway, on the pump stations and stuff, that's. You know, Chad would probably be more near come tell you something than me, cause water, I don't know about water. I know how we're gonna try to.
Usually, if you get a new tank, you gotta have a new pump to fill the tank up.
They've been working on that, and, I mean, they're. When I was a mayor 8 years ago, we applied for that new tank and a new pump. There's a pump there, but it's outdated. The new one.
Probably not big enough.
And they're ready to go to bid on it pretty soon, but we've been 8 years. I mean, that's how the government works.
Well, would all of you all agree that we need to send people to Frankfurt that need to change how long it takes to get just infrastructure issues?
It's been that way long as I can remember.
Well, but that doesn't mean
Government
it's right.
moves
That don't mean it's right.
The past 3 months I've lived in Frankfurt,
slow. Yes,
you know, we've
We've
aggravated the daylight out of it.
But we need more people like you.
we
It's
did,
aggravating and changing stuff.
Pete Fingerson. Pete is there and Craig Dawson, our industrial board director. We went to Frankfurt, we did something in Frankfurt that hadn't been done here in Powell County in 60 years. And we testified before the subcommittees on our problems here in Powell County. Did we not, Pete?
Absolutely.
And
Trusted.
and we've been there, talking to subcommittees, we've been there talking to Representative Petrie, that's over the A&R committee, along with Senator McDaniels and stuff, you know, they know who Powell County is. And, you know, I think we've got it where that they're gonna help us, but we've aggravated the dog poopy out of them. And that's what our job is, you know, is to try to get things here, to try to get it going. Because, you know, every time, you know, like the Clay City Industrial Park, you know, people talks that they want their families to live here, they want their kids to work here, they want their grandkids to go to school here. But, you know, really, what is there here for? And that's where we have to stand up and say, look, you know, we need to get these industrial parks and stuff in order. You know, we need to lobby about getting new businesses and stuff in here and keeping our businesses, you know.
But they can't get the new businesses until we get the infrastructure.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
So,
You're right.
again, and just to go on your comment of us being 20 years behind, I mean, I don't know how many of you have been. One guy brought it to my attention, we need to stop calling ourselves politicians and call ourselves statesmen. I mean, there's a big
Yep.
difference.
I will correct people on, if they call me a politician,
Yeah,
then they're liars.
so, but
I'm
I
not,
just
I'm not
wonder
a
why it
politician.
takes so long to get stuff done. If we're 20 years behind, I hope everybody in this room that's sitting here in front of me is trying to fight for stuff to be changed.
We are,
Not just getting money, but change the way the process works.
we are, and
Every registered in here has made phone calls and
I will,
the senators and all of them, you know.
I will say this, and, you know, might shoot myself in the foot, but the first year and a half to 2 years, it's learning. You know, learning what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and who to talk to, who not to talk to, and all this. You know, it's, you know, and I've learned now. And we are aggravating the dog poopy out people. Because, you know, my family lives here.
But I just hope that everybody's answer to it is not raise taxes though.
No,
I know that we can find a way to solve these problems without raising taxes. I mean, and for 20 years for it to be behind, I would hope there's a reason. The money, I'm sure that the income or revenue that all these entities bring in hasn't went down over the years, so where's the money go? Like, we pay a sewer bill when we live in the city, we pay a water bill when we buy water. So why has the money not been spent to improve the infrastructure over the past 20 years?
well, and that's a good question. I wish I could answer that. I can't answer it. I can answer the almost 3 years. I can tell you exactly where that money went. Well, actually Connie can, because she's the guru. She knows exactly. But, and I will shut up here in just a second. And not say anything bad against anybody. Right? But whenever we came in here, we had almost $2.2 million in our general fund, right? And, our road department's not here, but, our road department, we had probably a, what, 60-year-old, grader.
It was 1970 something.
Yeah, that was having all kinds of problems. Our trucks were junk. And basically, we've got a grader, a skid steer. We've, purchased, 3 new salt trucks, along with, a couple trucks for the solid waste division. Our animal control, we've, basically redid our animal control shelters, put new fences and new floors and stuff like that in there. The ambulance service, in which the ambulance service, the building was paid by ARPA money, the American Rescue Plan Act money. But we've gotten 3 new ambulances, and we've got 1 more on order. And the 3 quick attack fire trucks we got, that was through grant, through Congressman Barr's office. But now then, with us buying that, we now have a little bit over $3 million in the general fund. Now, whenever you talk about $3 million, if it's in my bank account, that's a lot of money. But as far as the government, it's not a lot of money. Because, these grants that you talk about, we talk about, most of them, if you get a good grant, you're gonna pay 80-20. 80%, they'll pay, 20% we pay. Or it could be 50-50, 75-25, but 100% grants anymore is not there. So if we have a $10 million, grant, you know, it's gonna cost us over $2 million, with about $2.5 million.
So like some of these companies, and I think I mentioned it to you once before, like, why they couldn't come up with this ideal 10, 15 years ago when they, started the Clay City Industrial Park is, if you had all these companies that are willing to come in yet, or you had people in the community that were fortunate enough to be able to invest in the, thing, and you need $1 million, I mean, if you had 10 to 20 people that were willing to put in 100,000, I'm not saying people as general, but I'm saying companies and well-off people that are investors that are willing to invest in that, why couldn't anybody come up with that idea and entice people to come? Cause I mean, I don't want Powell County to encourage these companies to come and give them a tax break, cause you're gonna want tax money from everybody else in the community. And usually most counties or cities encourage companies to come in because we're gonna give you a tax break for the next 5 years, or, you know, we're gonna bribe you to come in, but then you're just pushing it off on the people. You know, why can't we get people that are willing to open up their wallets willingly
Most
invest?
Most companies will not do that. Most companies, wherever they come in, they look for some type of incentive. And we're gonna be discussing one tonight on that. That initially, we thought it was a 3-year tax incentive, come to find out it's 5 years. So, we're gonna discuss tonight on how much money we pay them back. Right, so,
I'll end with, if you don't mind, to let me have one more.
yeah, no, go ahead.
Why would the industrial board manage Hollywood and not a tourism commission, and then use the tourism commission money for
Well,
Hollywood?
I can't answer that because it was done that, you know, and only thing I know is wherever I came in, I asked them the hierarchy of Hollywood. And, what I was told, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, and well, Nick's here. Nick, he's actually the manager right now of Hollywood. But the way it goes is, you have the workforce, then you have Nick that manages it, and then, Tony Tipton, is it right? Tony Terry, I keep on getting that mixed up. Tony is over Nick, and then the Hollywood board is over Tony, and then the industrial board is over, Hollywood board, right? And I asked him, I said, if that's the case, where does the county come in at this? They said, basically, y'all supply the money. And so after that, whenever we said that, I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. You know, if that's, we have something to do with that, then we're going to be involved in it. And we have, and we've tried. And Nick can say here and attest, and we've got people that's on the Hollywood board here. that, like I said before, for a county, no, it's not a good idea. It's not, we don't have the money to operate it, but as a private entity that people has $5-10 million to put into it, yeah, it'd be a real good, you know, but we don't have that money. So that's where we're at. And anytime that anybody in here that wants to come down, come on down to the office. You know, we'll show you whatever you wanna see, and if we can't find it, we'll make it, no, I ain't gonna say that. I'm kidding.
A lot
They
of
don't sit over, don't say that. But, we are transparent, all right? We want the people to know what we're doing and how we're doing it.
I think a lot of people are intimidated by government and politicians, and like I said.
Again,
I've worked for too many politicians to be intimidated. When I retired from the highway department, most of them are Sunday.
Again, we're not politicians. We're
Well, I'm
elected
not,
officials.
I'm just saying, when we talk to people, they don't feel like they can communicate freely.
Yeah.
With most.
Well, they can't me, that's the reason why they call me special ed.
Yeah.
Anytime, you know, I mean, there's a whole lot of other things, we've just discussed the infrastructure. But as Ms. Faulkner knows, there's a whole nother thing that we fought since we started that we've got fixed now. Somewhat, not 100%, but we've got it way better than it was, and that's the money we've had to put in our emergency system here.
Yeah.
This building, one of them, that we've come up with and got ideas from the public and whatever, so we've got it. We're over the hump, it will work. Like I said, with a new ambulance building going in that, they moved in today, is that correct?
Yeah, they moved in, they're in there.
And, the other new ambulance, it made its first run on it.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing I did want to add, and I will shut up, okay? You spoke of taxes and stuff like that, you know, I don't want to raise taxes. I don't want to, and if we don't have to, we're not, you know, but, you know, well, I'll get into the CSEP, the water bill, you know, people got upset and totally understand. But we, for over a year, have been trying to figure out the best and most equal way to do this. And that's the only way we can do it. You know, I had people come in, and I will say this, I had people come in and tell me, say, Eddie, if you do this, this is political suicide, right? I will tell you right now, or I'll ask you, and I'll ask everybody here. Me, as a judge, am I supposed to be sitting here worried about my election? Or am I supposed to be worried about y'all?
I'd hope you take a stand no matter what.
I worry about y'all. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what's best for you all. And I will promise that.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think that's it on the public comments. Next is clerk's report on October 14th of 2025. Everybody had an opportunity to review that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Do I have a motion to accept? Motion to accept, by Brian, second by JL. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is bill submitted for payment. Has everybody reviewed the bills? Any questions on the bills? All right, do I have a motion made by Dennis, second by JL, to accept? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Next is approval of the treasurer's financial statement. Any questions on the financial statement? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's financial statement?
I like the
Motion. Motion made by Chad, second by Mike. I feel like an auctioneer here. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Next is the approval of the treasurer's transfers. Any question on the transfers? Do I have motion made by Dennis, second by Brian, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed likewise? The motion carries. Any old business? All right, old business, let's go ahead and go into departmental head updates. Let's see. We will, I tell you what, let's start over here. Arlene,
Today was the day we had our annual inspection, we passed. And we got to put EC1 on the fleet, so they made their first run this afternoon. And we're in our building, it's really nice. Really nice,
yeah, they're back home.
yeah,
All right, they're not renters anymore.
we have our home
Yeah,
now, so
yeah.
You look like you've been chewed up, and spit out.
I had a rough day.
All right,
But he was great, I mean, that's the first time I'd ever dealt with him, and he was a great inspector,
You've been doing it a while. I've been through some of those. Eddie's been through, it ain't no fun
no,
when they're looking at everything you got.
no, and they looked at everything,
zero deficits,
yes.
no write-ups, no nothing. All right.
Thank you, Arlene.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Arlene?
That's it.
All right, Justin?
I just got a couple things.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good night.
Pass these up to y'all, if y'all look at them. This is just our monthly numbers.
So those people that are new, that haven't been coming, and the department heads say what their department head over?
Yeah, sure can.
I am the assistant director of the Powell County EMS,
Arlene Rogers.
yes.
Have been for how many years?
It's,
We don't want to discuss that.
He was born here.
She's born back in Angel.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
it does.
Justin?
So, I just got our monthly October.
He's
CAD.
Powell County, dispatch and mapping coordinator.
Yeah. So, this is our CAD count for the month of October, just kind of shows kind of our call volume, how busy we are. Clay City Fire Department, they had 62, calls for service. Clay City Police Department, 159, Middle Fork Fire Department, 37, Powell County EMS, 252. They stay really busy. Powell County Animal Control, 48, the Coroner's Office, 2, Powell County Sheriff's Office, also really busy, 398, Search and Rescue with 9, Stanton Fire Department, 73, Stanton Police Department, 316. That brings the total count to 1,356, which averages out to about 44 CADs, not phone calls, but actual CADs that we enter in per day for our dispatchers in here. We stay pretty busy.
And that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a lot. It's increasing. It's about staying right there with the average.
What is our run number for them? Is it right, getting close to 3,000?
Yes,
Yeah,
Since January.
yeah.
yes.
3,000, almost 3,000 animal runs, and we ain't got through the year yet. So.
And that's, we'd had questions about animal control also, 48 calls for animal control along with taking care of all the animals and stuff at the shelter. Yeah, that's a lot of calls and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
They had even more than that last month, if I remember.
Yeah, so everybody, this community, emergency services is going up, it's not going down, it's going up. And we'll leave that for next, I'll get on my high horse on that.
The only thing I'll say and tell the public here, according to this right here, one of the things that people don't think about a lot, and I do because I've done it, Eddie has, a few others in this room. When you all leave here, you see a volunteer fireman somewhere, stop and thank them for what they do, because without them, a lot of these calls, there would be no help on. It would be the EMS by themselves, or the police by themselves, or animal control by themselves. They go every time they're hollered at.
Yep.
And respond professional. They're all highly trained. We always trying to find them better equipment so they can have the right stuff to work with. But you think about, count those 3 fire departments, those calls, that's all free hours. That's all volunteer.
This month, all 3 fire departments together, 172 calls. Totally free.
You're looking at an average of 10 to 15 people will show up each call, just something, because I've done it. So I just, go to thank them when you see them, because we would be in trouble without them.
And I want to add to that, whenever EMS doesn't have a unit available, the fire departments respond to that call so we can get a unit there.
Yeah. And they do a professional
They
job.
do.
All right,
Well, that firsthand.
yeah.
That's all of it.
Go ahead.
Got one more thing. I've got an employee, Crystal Rogers, who was part-time. I think we got a little mix up there. I kind of thought she was full-time, but I need, to ask for you all to make her full-time.
And she's been working full time
Since, about second, third week of August or something.
Yeah, I make,
I second that. Motion made by JL to accept, Mr. Rogers as full-time employee, go from part-time to full-time. Second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
Thank you. That's all I've got. Let's see if there's a good question.
Kevin?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I'm Kevin Babcock. I'm the CSEP director. If you don't know what CSEP is, doesn't make no difference. It's gone now. And I see will be. I'm also on behalf of emergency management. Yeah, on the CSEP side, we are in closeout. There is no more funding for all these programs he's talking about. CSEP provided over $10 million over the last 30 years. JM was one of the first, if not the first, director of CSEP, and we've provided a lot of equipment for ambulance services, radio equipment, stuff like that. We're transitioning that equipment over to the different departments. And that's going really well. Our last in-process meeting is gonna be this Thursday, and we'll cover all the different anything that's left to look at closeout, we'll try to cover it that time. And we will be out the door and everything will be turned over to CSEP or to dispatch and emergency management January 1st. So talk about losing funding, transferring funding. Fiscal, of course, did a wonderful job looking ahead and making those plans. Sometimes you can make plans, sometimes you can't. Talk about the EM side, we're still working on grants with the disasters that happened back in April and May. Powell County has received over close to $200,000 for repairs some roads and some culverts with the flooding that happened in April. March, April, then in May, the April-May storm, we are in the process of finalizing about $370,000 for repair roads at Star Gap, down at Rose Lane Spur, let Rose Lane down off of Harness Creek, and Neil Silva. So there's a lot of different things. Give you perspective of how long these take. We have not finalized, we have the money obligated from FEMA, but in 2021, the Powell Valley Water District office was flooded out, and we still haven't got a check yet. 460 something thousand, whatever it is, for the building replacement. We've got a place for it. FEMA says we're obligated funding, but it's still not here. So it takes time, but we are moving forward as far as emergency management. If anybody has any questions or has any issues or if they need any help on how to prepare, how to plan, especially with the winter coming up, we're expecting a really snowy winter. So I'll be happy to sit down with you and make a plan as far as how to make sure you have the proper propane, maybe your generator backup and things like that, especially if you know somebody that has medical issues. Let me know so we can get them on a list. So in case there is a power outage, we can try to get to them, maybe get them an alternative power supply, like a generator or something of that nature. But we don't know where all these people live. Like you said, people, I don't, the schools and stuff like that, when they have different festivals, it just seems like we have all this information out there, but nobody seems to get it. I'm the same way. So if y'all could help and get some of that information into us, they can call dispatch at 4116, or they can call me personally at 606-663-7560. And if I don't pick up the phone, by all means, leave a message, 663-7560. And that's all I got.
Here, one more thing,
You want me to talk about that? Okay.
please.
Okay, we received a grant for develop a wildfire protection plan with all the cabins and stuff we're having up in the mountains and all the different farms and people are building around to the fence lines. What this plan will do, hopefully, it'll provide us a document that will allow us to apply for bigger grants to be able to mitigate forest fires, maybe put back a bigger break between dwellings and forest themselves. Maybe put in some type of a water system where we can have a water supply for some of these cabins in case we have an issue, because the big tankers can't get up some of these hills and stuff like that. So maybe we can apply for some smaller trucks or some way of getting water to those particular places. But that's what the plan's gonna be. The next 2 years, the county's gonna receive, $236,000 to write that plan and to, help to get the fire departments a little extra cash, $8,000 apiece for the fire departments. And, that'll help them get maybe, maybe another, skid unit or something in the back of a pickup truck. 500 gallon goes a long way when you're trying to put out a brush fire next to a cabin. I believe that's all I've got.
And we wanna thank you, Kevin, for writing that grant. And Kevin's not the only one, you know, we've had Justin write grants and we've had, Tim write them and Patrick write them and everything and everything. So, you know, they're very diligent about trying to write these grants. So far, we've been awarded, well, that'd be over $1 million in grant money. But awarding and getting is a horse of a different color. So, 750,000 of it, well, actually, just about all of it, we're still waiting on. Tim's been a little bit quicker through solid waste. He's receiving equipment and stuff through it, so that's making it a lot better. But, I take that back, it's been almost $2 million because I forgot about the trail system and stuff. We've got, $750,000 in trail maintenance and stuff for Hollywood. Nick, how much money we got so far on the trails? Yeah, 0. We've been awarded, you know, and that's, you know, a lot of people don't understand about, you know, whenever I say we, us, this team here has been aggressive on asking for grants and stuff and trying to get money. But you know, everybody's saying, yes, we'll give you money, but, nobody's, like the old saying, show me the money. We haven't seen that yet, so.
And there's always a possibility, we were approved for $450,000 to study a canal system out of Clay City to help relieve some flooding. It was already approved, and then the rules changed, and they took it back from us.
Yeah.
So even if you make the mistake of thinking you got $500,000 and you go ahead and you spend the $500,000 and they say, oops, sorry, we don't have the 500 to give you, county can't afford it.
Yeah, 20 years ago, that project was gonna be a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
And it got taken away from me 20-some years ago.
So, you know, and I know we've kind of got off a little bit, but we just want to make sure the public understands that we are trying. I promise you. You know, and you know, we want to make sure everything's better. We don't want to make it rougher. You know, we don't want to raise taxes and do this and do that and all this. You know, if we have a different alternative route. So, let's see. There's Tim back there.
Talk about grants, you know, people ask how we get equipment like we do. Our grant comes from Kentucky Proud money. It's tax money on the tobacco, that cigarettes and stuff you buy. So there's a pool of $6 million, I think is what it is. And every county's able to put in for it through composting or recycling. Says however good you can write that grant to make them believe that you need that piece of equipment or whatever you're asking for. This year, we've allotted over $300,000 between the 2 grants.
Mhm.
The composting grant's getting a new incinerator. It's on a gooseneck trailer. We'll be able to take it up to the jail. They can incinerate anything they need to incinerate up there. Sheriff's Department can use it. It's more than just one department when I write these grants. Our front end loader. Last year, I think what tell you, right? Jail, courthouse, several of the offices and parking lots. EOC. You know, when the road park needs it, they come get it. If somebody else needs it, they come get it. It's there, it's just cause it belongs to the transfer station does not mean it's just for the transfer station. That's our excavator, anything we got, we have used it for other departments as well as the transfer station. But it's all free, it costs tax money, there's no money out for those equipment. So. Cause I think I heard somebody fussing about that. So. But talking about transfer station, everything's going good, we was able to use our new aerator last week. Our composting of dead farm animals. we aerated about 3 tons. So my goal this year, we're not gonna have enough to spread and sell by the tons. So I'm hoping to buy a bagger set through our grant money next year, where we can bag compost and sell to the public, cheap rates. Instead of trying to sell it by the ton. We don't have that many dead animals a year to try to do the tonnage weight. On our CDL training that we're doing, 4 of the 6 is going for their CDL license December the 5th on a Friday morning. I laid up there 2 different trips. One's my SWAC meeting, my quarterly SWAC meeting. It's in December. We need to vote on it. And the other one is the National Composting Conference. And I laid it up there too.
And that's one thing, it's very important to these, directors to go to these meetings because, along with getting, information on new machinery, new ideas and stuff like that, they network with these other people about getting grants. The first year that, I went with Tim, we went to Boston, very, very informative meeting. Second was Dallas, go back to Dallas Fort. And here this Wednesday, he's going to Columbus. So, we encourage all of our people to try to do that. That way it can bring good stuff back into Powell County. Anything else, Tim, on you?
Nah, just, we need to vote on them trips.
Okay. Kevin? Yeah.
Not really, I've got some info later on for the DevCo issue.
Okay.
Other than that, it's been a little fun, we're changing the occupational tax rate. A lot of the payrolls are third-party companies in Texas, New York, California, and the companies aren't really that information for them, so it's a little bit fun, but that's it.
Anybody back up? Hey, we haven't had you to speaking.
We go now?
Well, just tell a little bit about what's going on in the tourism stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do my update. So last week we held our annual Local Living Legends, which is our annual event where we honor like a local person, community member who has had a significant impact on the community. And this year we chose to honor Judge Sarah Walter Combs, who I think everybody will agree is very good.
Yes.
So that went really well. Eddie came, Dennis came, appreciate y'all. EV charging, how much have we gotten donated?
Probably $200.
Okay, cool. So $200 that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
But so we installed 2 level 2 EV chargers at the visitor center that have gotten over 40 uses so far, which has been pretty great. So we saw 8,000 people in October in the visitor center, which is absolutely insane. We are sitting at right now for the year, 50,559 people have entered the visitor center doors, which is over 15,000 more than the previous year. We still, so. And then last week, I also attended the annual Kentucky Travel Industry Association conference that was held in Louisville this year. They have 2 conferences every year. This year, it was in Louisville. That's always very helpful, informative. It's kind of a statewide industry update and everything. A couple weeks ago, I had the pleasure of chauffeuring Senator Rand Paul around the area. Eddie got to go to dinner with us as well, and that was a pretty fun thing. I was with him for like 13 hours. We did 3 meals, we did hiking, we hiked Rock Bridge, Sky Bridge, Natural Bridge. It was a very full day. But I think he had a really good visit. I'm also in the process of trying to get an electronic filing system for transient taxes. So for cabin owners, any cabin owners that are watching, or that are in the room, we're gonna hopefully be unveiling that sometime this winter. But that'll make my job a lot easier. It'll make their payment system or their payments every month a lot easier as well. Tim forgot to mention, We're partnering together again to do our annual No Trash November. So everybody mark your calendars, November 22nd, it's a Saturday. We're gonna meet at 8:30 at the depot in Stanton, and go from there. We're gonna try to hit from Clay City, hit a bunch of different areas and try to help keep Powell County clean. But if you register by tomorrow, you get a free t-shirt, even if you don't. We'll still have free pizza, free Lates, free Dairy Queen. Am I forgetting anything?
I think that's right.
Yeah, but yeah, sign up. There's an event on our Facebook page, Powell County Tourism, but for No Trash November. We'd love to have everybody there. That's all I got, unless anybody has questions.
Like your sweatshirt, man.
I'll use.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brandon?
Yes, so I do got some updates, so for animal control, we've been busy, luckily we didn't have as many, calls, this month or last month as we did in September, there was a very much needed, breath there, 48 is a lot, but it's not 63, it's just around the clock, you can probably 60 like this. But we've been very busy at the shelter, so just to give you some more numbers, so dogs, we had 33 intakes, quite a few come through, but we've had 6 of those reclaimed and 25 go out to rescue and adoption. So we've had quite a big amount of dogs. The cats, we've had even better numbers. We had 18 intakes for the month of October and 22 went out for rescue and adoption. So we've had a net positive on the cats there. Our building's set up. Really excited about that. It's all blocked up and ready to go. I think John said he can get up and wired up this week. Once we do that, Nick's on standby to get our materials up there, we'll get it all, drywalled and insulated and get the new office space set up and adoption space set up. And then we can kind of look forward to our, long-term project of, creating a surgical space, inside the shelter, for spay neuter clinics, which is, a big thing that we're kind of looking for. We've got some grants and work with some people to make that happen, hopefully in 2026. We got our second haul of dry food in from our partner shelter, which they didn't, actually not to disclose their identity, so not to broadcast them, but $2,340 worth of food was given to us for free, and that was about the same as the last time. So we're looking at, roughly $12,000 per year saved on dry food with this partnership.
The big savings.
So it's tremendous, and I'll show y'all pictures of, it's pallets full of food that they just give to us. You're talking about high quality food, high protein stuff, cat food. And, donations, we're very donation driven and the public has really stepped up and done a lot for us. We've got several bales of straw, which is, very much needed for the winter months here, especially, we just padded our, houses yesterday ahead of this storm. So, coming just, very good timing, to get all that. So, and last month, I did say that I was going to ask for a perimeter fence, which is one of our big incentives here. We want to have a space so the dogs kind of run around and exercise and makes it easier to rehabilitate them, prevents escapes, and we've actually had an issue with trespassing here recently, so it kind of, aid in that as well. But I talked to 5 different companies there. I'm sorry, I only have one company. I'm sorry, one copy there, so you have to pass it around. But it looks like we have some local options here. I talked to the Brandon Brothers Constructions, and I was really impressed with the work order they provided. They really broke it down comprehensively. It's a little bit more, but I did, appreciate the professionalism and timeliness and getting back to us. There are some other companies from Lexington and Mount Sterling I have on the list as well. But we're looking at approximately 475 feet to encompass the area that we want to fence in with 3 access gates. And we're looking at anywhere between those 5 companies, between $11,400 up to $15,000. When I think Rio Grande fencing was quoted us about $15,000. I think that's who EMS used. So, but yeah, sorry I didn't have more copies. I was fighting my printer. I was looking to get those, but on page 3 of that stack there, you can kind of see the area. I have marked off the aerial view of the shelter, so you can see kind of the approximated area that we want to fence in there. So I think it's all I got as far as updates to say.
Any questions on any of the departments so far?
They give me my goals.
Huh?
To give him my bowl.
Not yet. Bold, okay, dog bowls.
Yeah.
Eddie, y'all wanna wait till going to this other, y'all wanna give update right now?
Yeah, we'll just wait.
Okay. Uh. Make sure I didn't miss anybody.
We need to add one thing. The baby box.
Yeah, no, we'll get there. Yeah. All right, next is, district updates. We'll go ahead and start over here with Mike.
Actually, I'd like to see if I can get some poles put around that generator. The family service,
Mhm.
I'm gonna back into it, then I'll worry about the air conditioning.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, please don't hit me.
They have any more barriers? Big rocks and brick.
Oh, yeah, the big rocks and where,
Yep.
trying to look over there, there's those, they're great.
I just want to, we could come up with some, I probably could get, I probably know where some,
Some decorative.
yeah.
Negative rocks.
Anything
I
else?
probably know where there's some of the old WPA rock.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Dennis?
I had some questions from Patrick, I guess, not here, last meeting.
Yeah, he's getting some sleep because I think they're gonna come out, about 11 or 12, due to the road conditions and start, spreading some salt stuff, due to black ice.
You say you live Black Creek, where you at now? Yeah. I'll try to get with you after the meeting or something, I'll get with you. Talk. But like I spent 2.5 years trying to get Route 11 blacktop.
Well, I'm glad you finally got it done, cause it was beating.
I raised on my death for 2.5 years, so didn't get to go when it. Went to Frankfurt, but we do a lot of work.
And that's the thing, everybody, a lot of this work is done behind the scenes that people don't see, but, everybody up here, they aren't,
It makes us bad politicians, because we don't really focus about it.
yeah.
I try not to.
Yeah, and that's, my wife gets on to me, she says, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And we don't.
I don't
We
care,
don't do
like,
that.
you know, I don't know.
We should have town halls for all this tax stuff. Yeah, it's mentioned in every,
We should have. And that's the reason why we encourage everybody to come up here. Like right now, we've been in here an hour and 6 minutes. And, most of the times, well, before I came in, they'd already been done. And, we'll get out here probably about 10 o'clock tonight. But people say, you need to hurry up, you need to do this, you need to do that. But this is your meeting. This is for you all. We want you to know what, the people that you voted in and what we're doing. And, that's what, that's one thing that none of us up here has anything to hide. So, promise you. I don't get to see it. No, I don't want to see it.
Hold on to it there.
No, no.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to get more
Sorry about that.
talk to them.
Brian?
Any updates on the blacktop for the 3 roads and Rose Lane, Oak Ridge and all that?
We have been approved for the Old Winchester Road and, Commerce Creek, but we're still waiting the approval. Actually, it's Silver Maple, Rose Lane, Oak,
Oak Drive, and it's
Yeah.
Oak Drive.
yeah. And somewhere else.
Shady or Silver Maple.
Yeah, Silver Maple.
Then, Wild Cherry Lane, that's that one.
Yeah. So we're waiting just for approval to get back from Frankfurt on them. And that's, we can sit here and talk about it all night about how the government works. But a lot of people, they get after us about our roads, why don't we have these roads blacktopped? Well, I wish we could, because all of our money comes from the state, from the state of Kentucky. So what we have to do, we have to fill out forms, pick our most deserving roads that we think is deserving and put them on a list, send them to Frankfurt. Frankfurt in return sends them back to Jackson. Jackson sends inspectors out. And if that road doesn't go in 8, 9, or 10, but guess what? They don't get it. They don't get blacktop. once they determine if it's 8, 9, or 10, they'll allocate us a certain amount of money. That's like this year, we got $258,000. You know what roads we picked? None, because we couldn't pick them. Our state representative is the one who picks them. So they picked Old Winchester Road and Coppers Creek for the 2 roads. The roads, if I let, you know, and I'll come out and say it, if it's left up, we could have got 5 roads for what we blacktop in. So, you know, we can pick which ones that need them, but we don't pick which one gets them. And, so we, you know, and that's the reason why that we do it. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, sorry about that. Go ahead, Sid. JL?
I don't have anything except the fact that I'm extremely proud of our employees and the team we have.
Yes, totally agree. Everybody.
All the issues or people call us for questions or whatever, you know, usually road this, Patrick gets on it. Discuss some things with Tim, that's looking toward the future and maybe that next year, ideas on it. All is good. One is plans.
And bring up about Patrick and the road department, and they can only do so much also because like this past week, they put in 2 box culverts, one up at Sand Lick and one over here on, Caudle Road. And both of them are messes. You know, the box culverts went in great. They did a great job on the box culverts and stuff. But the bad thing is that, surface, now then, instead of blacktop, it's gravel. And, guess when we're gonna be able to put blacktop on it? That's $1 million question. We don't know. It's left up to our contractors to tell us when they're gonna come and do it. It's not whenever we call and tell them. It's, yeah, am I not correct, guys? You know, we've got a lot of roads and stuff that needs to be paved and stuff that, you know, we can do like patches and stuff up. But, up until this year it's Hinkle, up until they say, yeah, we can come. It's not gonna happen. So a lot of people, they'll say, well, that damn road crew, they come out and look at that mess they've left us. You know, we can't help it. You know, it's not Patrick's fault, it's not the road crew's fault, and it's not our fault.
Y'all buy me a paper and roller, we'll do it.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll shut up. I just want y'all to understand, you know, that we really wanna do a lot here. But, you know, there's only a certain amount we can do. Dale, anything else? Or
That's all.
Ted?
When do we, do our blacktop bids?
They are in September, yeah. Yeah, same as our gravel and stuff.
Any way we can advertise further out, the different companies, smaller companies, or?
Well,
I think that's the goal next year.
yeah, I think we talked about that.
Didn't have one bid this time, did we?
We talked about that, earlier this year,
Yeah.
but we didn't have enough time to contact these people. Well, and Robert, correct me, we can accept all bids, right? If say
Oh, they got
say
the
we
right
got,
insurance.
yeah,
As long as they're approved by the state.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know, and that's one of the things in the past, that we've done is approve one and that's it. So now then, you know, if Hinkle can't come do it, well, we'll call, if CNR made it, bid or, Barnes Blacktopping or something like that, you know, we can call them and say, hey, you wanna come up and do it? And, so it's gonna help us out.
Has, Hinkle, they shut down this year yet, or?
Not yet, not yet.
Well, there's still a chance they might get those 2 roads?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and, you know,
Weather
the way it is today.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're proposing to get them before the first year.
Okay.
So,
That's all I had.
okay. And as far as me, like I said, you know, we've been busy. You know, we met with, Speaker Osborne Thursday, about our problems here in Powell County. Talked to Andy Barr Friday. This, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be in Louisville, attending the Kentucky Association of Counties, conference. And a lot of people says, why do you need to go to a conference? Well, that's because they're, 8 o'clock, Wednesday morning, we'll be, going over our mineral revenue on how much we're gonna get and why we're gonna get it, how we can spend it and all this stuff. We go over, rural and secondary roads about our blacktop. There's a lot of different things that we go over and like I said, most of the businesses and all these guys has been to these, conferences. But most of the, business takes place out in the hallway, not in the conference room. You know, conference room, you listen to a bunch of politicians speak, but out in the, hallways where we get the job done. So, you know, that's very important, but, we'll be going to that. What else did we do? There's many things that I forgot, but every one of us has been busy on what we're doing, how we're doing it and all that, and I'll shut up. Any other people? All right. And I'll say, any questions y'all have to ask us?
I just have one comment.
Yes, ma'am.
If we are having such a hard time getting grants from Frankfurt,
Mhm. Well, it's just not
Wouldn't it-
Frankfurt, it's federal government
it's
too.
federal government, okay. Wouldn't it be better if we were cohesive with our senators and representatives
We are,
and more, listen,
we're after them every day.
no, I'm just saying, being cohesive together as the representative, the senator that we have, approaching these ideas,
Mhm.
instead of being a little more divided, how things have been in the last couple of years.
I can say this,
I just feel like there would be more traction, there would be more, incentivized for us to get things.
our senator, back last year, about a year and a half ago, prior to that, we hadn't seen our senator, you know.
Yeah, that's,
And, you know, not by lack of, calling stuff, you know, he was busy and we just missed him and all this. Last year, we caught up with him, we met with him and he invited us to Frankfurt and, we came to Frankfurt and he appreciated us coming down. Like he told me, he said, I invited all of my counties to come down to meet with me. We received 2 phone calls, of interest and one county showed up.
when it was Powell County.
It was Powell County.
Well, thank you all for doing that.
And he's
And
been back here 3 or 4 times ever since then.
no, he's.
Or more than that.
Oh, God, yeah, he now,
He calls
and-
when he goes
and-
to the county.
and like he said, you know, anything we want, you know, because we're taking an interest in what's going on. Yeah, and I guarantee I'd call him right now, he'll answer the phone. And, you know, I've met with him over the past 4 months, probably 6, 7 times.
He's been active.
Yes,
He
he
has
has. Yeah.
And I know next year we'll get a new representative, and I'm very hopeful that we'll get some help on that end as well.
Mhm.
That's just the only thing that I see. I would
Yeah.
like to see us more unified with all of the people who represent us. And I think that would get us a little closer.
Yeah, and that's one thing at these, KCO, conventions is a lot of times that whenever the speakers, whether it's, Secretary of Economic Development or Tourism or, you know, the Governor's Chief of Staff or whoever, where they come off, usually we're waiting there on them and we're talking to them, expressing our concerns and stuff about what's going on.
And it's nothing against you all. I know you all do what you need to do. It's that next step up that I would really like to see us be cohesive.
And that's the reason why that we went to, Senator Stivers and Speaker Osborne is, because they're over both sides.
'Cause there's so many things that we need, like I've listened to everybody.
Mhm.
If we could have that team together.
Oh, I agree.
just feel like we could get a lot more.
I agree 100%. You know, the thing about it is, I'm not tooting their horn, but the people in Frankfurt knows Powell County.
No,
Because
I've seen you and where you and Pete have been, and then the magistrate, so I appreciate you all.
They,
That's my only thing.
and one of these days, they're gonna give us money just to shut up. Yeah,
Squeaky wheel,
yeah, we're squeaking.
good.
All right, but that's all we've got on that. Next, thing that we'll go down to new business. And, Pete, is there anything else that you want to discuss?
He is gone.
He's gone, he's left, Elvis has left the building. All right, next is Chief Deputy Holly Drake with Powell County Detention Center.
Won't be me. You all know what the MRT program, those classes are at the jail, the moral reconnection therapy. Always in the past, we've had 4 trained facilitators. All 4 are teaching the classes in overtime. They always have. We had the idea to train one person, give them all 9 classes, let them teach those classes Monday through Friday, and, you know, on a 40-hour week, and get 4 people out of overtime. But to do that, we would like to be able to give her, it's Shannon Taylor. She just finished her, certification last week.
And she got 100 on it.
Yeah, she got 100 on the test. But we would like to ask to give her a $2 raise. She makes 14 right now. $16 was put her between a sergeant and a lieutenant. Taking on 9 classes, 12 to 15 people a class, that's a lot of work and a lot of paperwork and a lot of dealing with DOC. But we would just like to be able to give her that for taking on that new job.
It would be a savings, taking those other people off of overtime. Give her a $2 raise, and then all the revenue that comes in for that, you know, that's just more money that goes to the county.
You know how much overtime you'd save?
10 hours a week for each person, so 4 people, would be 40 hours pay period.
So her main job is gonna be just to teach
Just
those
teaching the class.
classes.
Mhm.
Are y'all gonna replace her with anybody else?
Yes,
Yeah, 4 deputy,
yeah.
we're gonna get another 4 deputy to take her spot on the floor and just have her teach them classes.
Mhm.
Well, you said you got 4 right now.
Mhm.
What were the other?
No, they still got
They
this,
still got a job.
there are other duties, they're
Oh,
staff
okay.
counselors.
Okay. They're just doing it after.
Well, one is myself.
Okay,
The other 2 are SAT counselors with Shannon Mason Ford.
okay.
Previously, they've always been the 4 SAT counselors. But where we lost 2 that were facilitators,
You know
And
how
we-
much savings that would be?
well, SAT counselors anywhere from 21 to 24. So when overtime, it was 22, it'd be what, 33, you know?
Yeah.
That class is 90 minutes, and then they're probably 30 minutes of paperwork. 30 minutes to an hour. So one counselor. $33 at
How many hours?
10 hours.
$330.
Mhm.
$330 a pay period for one.
Mhm.
And that's per day?
No, that's per pay period.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Roughly $4,000 a year per.
Mhm. Well,
So it'd be 16,000 per year for 4 counselors, is that?
Ballpark, but if it's 10 hours per person, times 4, then.
If that's the case, then it would actually be cheaper if we paid them overtime versus hiring a full-time person to come in with that rate plus your benefits and stuff, you know, your insurance and your retirement and all that. Cause what's a deputy make?
14.
Well, I'm talking about per year. When you know.
Now, that's 14, that's 28,000. 2,000 a normal year.
29, 120.
unless I'm looking at it wrong.
Get the number to their table and come back.
We cost 13,000, we gained an employee, so 13,000 is positive, but still costs us money. Yeah, but it'd be costing us 13,000 over just for the salary, not including your insurance and your retirement and all that.
You wanna get numbers together?
Yeah, if y'all.
Can I add something?
Uh-huh.
Right now, I'm one of the facilitators. It's $900 to $1,100 to train a facilitator, which we pay that out of commissary because it's for the inmates, but right now I'm one. So I'm gonna have to try to find somebody else to train. That's another issue. Whitney Cook is a SAP counselor. She does 2 classes. I do 2 myself. Caitlin Woosley just trained. So she's gonna do 2. So we have 9 classes we have to juggle. And keeping 4 people trained is an absolute nightmare. And we have actually lost, we get $1,000 per graduate for a 90-day class. We get $600 for a 60-day class. Our program money went down from 46,000 to 29 because we just can't keep people trying to do it. So her taking on all of them and keeping it from being divided 4 ways would keep that money steady. She could graduate more people and bring in more money.
Now, does that money go back to you all, or does it come
No,
into
it
the
goes to
county? Okay.
Hey, I'm not trying to overstep anybody's grounds, but I run the figures of what they're paying their staff counselors and stuff. Doing this the way they're wanting to do, you're looking at $62,000. And time you pay for another person to replace that girl plus give her a raise, you're looking at 33,000, not counting incentives. So you're saving about $20,000 going that route.
Which route?
Going your route, tell you, the way you wanna do it, you're looking about $20,000. If you take there making $20 to $25 an hour, so that's $30 for up from an overtime. Times 10 hours a week, times 4, times 52, 62,000.
So I'm just going by the numbers.
Paid over $400,000 in classes.
Yeah. I'm just going by what y'all said, you know, I didn't figure nothing up, I don't have any numbers. But what was just explained is it's going to cost $16,000 a year for a deputy, and
I don't have the numbers either. She proposed this to me when I got back from Florida, so. Kind of new to me too.
is it something y'all will wait until next and get us just a copy where we can kind of look at the numbers?
I put in there the losses too for graduates.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a big thing, if you're losing money, you know, need to go over that.
All right.
Yeah, I get all that together.
So we'll table this for now. Yeah, what you gonna do?
Add it.
Anything else on that? Right.
Just see the. I think I was supposed to speak up when, under old business earlier, Connie advised me earlier, but I was talking to county attorney and didn't hear.
Oh, okay.
Hear you all call old business, so.
Okay.
Whenever y'all wanna do that, we'll get to the food service.
Okay, we can do it right now. Is that, y'all have any objection on going back to the old business?
No.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go back to old business, and, we'll let you.
Well, I have, gotten with, well, currently we're using Kelwell Food Service. And, I have reached out to 3 other vendors, Victus, Aramark, and Trinity, and got some numbers from them. Based on our population, 250 inmates, what we keep roughly. And, I've got some figures Kelwell right now at 250 inmates. 273,750 meals annually. $409,530. Aramark and Trinity, if you want those numbers, would be, Aramark's an additional $96,000 to go with them versus what we're paying now. Trinity would be another $116,000 a year. Victus was closest. And it would be an increase of about $42,000 a year if we switched to them. I went to Indiana and visited a couple of jails up there along with two magistrates, Dennis Combs and Brian McKinney. They went with me and we toured those facilities and checked out their food service, and I was really impressed. I don't know what you guys think, but it's also, Victus is under the same umbrella that Combined Public Communications is. The vendor that takes care of our phones and whatnot, that's jail. We've always had really, really, really good customer service with them. The sheriffs up in Indiana we talked to said that customer service with Victus was absolutely outstanding. The quality of the food was really good, so that's what I would like to do, is switch from Kelwell to Victus.
So. How much more is Victor than Kelwell?
About 42,000.
I get, I'll just blurt it out. What's the problem between Kelwell and you all? What's going on?
Quality of food.
The reason why y'all want to switch?
Yeah, quality, if I call Kelwell and have an issue with the quality of the food, it gets fixed. Then it goes right back to being poor quality again. I don't know why that keeps happening, but, there's another issue that kind of was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Robert, is this something we might need to go into closed session over or discuss openly?
I don't,
On, because Kelwell's here.
I don't think there's any reason they need to be closed.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
But anyway, I would rather not bring it up.
I think we're all aware of what it is.
Exactly, so I think that's good enough. I don't want to throw any negative light on anyone, but
Me personally, $42,000, that's a lot of money.
You mind if I say something about that real quick? Just touch on these issues. So, I assume the issue he's talking about was the employee that had relations with the inmate, is that correct?
that's correct.
And, I know I've heard from other people, because you kind of cut communication off to all of us, that you thought that she worked at another facility and we transferred her to your facility.
Yes,
That is true. She did work at another facility, but she was working with female inmates at that facility. And she also, we got a call that she was getting too close to inmates, right? So we terminated her. She didn't work for us for 7 months. And then she applied for Powell County Jail, which you all did approve her hire. You approve every single hire that comes to your facility.
I didn't approve it.
Your facility approved it.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Somebody that works for me approved it without my knowledge.
And he was aware of the situation, why she was terminated from Montgomery County. But it was not a transfer. That was what happened in that situation. She did not work for us for 7 months.
Well, I still have an issue with, if you all knew she was doing these sorts of things in a detention facility.
Well, she was not, there was no proof, and there was no sheriff's office. It was turned over to the sheriff's office investigation. And
I talked to the sheriff over there. He said that's absolutely not true. I've known the sheriff over there for over 30 years, and he assured me that he never heard from the detention facility.
Well, that's out of my control. I was just told that she was getting too close with female inmates again, and they wanted her out of the facility, so we terminated her. You have male inmates in your kitchen. I assume you're aware of that.
That's
And
correct.
that's why, you know, and we did run it by her facility and tell her, I didn't know, I'd tell them, I didn't know that, you know, obviously she was having, and there was no proof of her having any kind of sexual relationship with a female or male inmate at Montgomery County Jail, or she would have been prosecuted there.
Well, I don't do things like Montgomery County does. I don't sweep things under the rug. Somebody does something like that, I put it in jail.
I don't think it was swept under the rug. There's no proof of, or any evidence. Not that I'm defending her. What she did was wrong. But that's just, I wanted to get that clear. That was one of the reasons why I came here today is, thinking that we would transfer somebody like that from one facility to the next is definitely not the case. We know Kentucky jailers talk to each other, and we've never tried to do something like that to damage our view as a company as well. But, yeah. Also, in another sense too, you know, I think him grouping commissary in with this incident is not right. You know, we're in there 21, we have 21 opportunities to mess up in a week. We take pride on fixing those. You know, but at the end of the day, if we're not wanted at a facility, then, you know, that's his decision to make, and we'd be glad to step away on food service. We've been at Powell County over 10 years and we value all our Kentucky customers, but you know, with no communication with the facility, we've been running on how many months now with no communication. I've been paying overtime, and short employee because I don't want to hire a third body when I think we're gonna get an outlet at any time. So, that's just my 2 cents on the whole situation. Quality of food, been the same food since he's been there. So there's a quality issue. We fix it. We serve the same food in 115 jails. That's, you know, we don't have any.
Well, I've got a whole stack of grievances here.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you do.
Anyway, it's a security issue is another thing, you know, I can't trust their employees to be inside the facility.
So or make sure, did you do an RFP for those, or did you advertise or request for proposal? Because anything over $40,000, we have to get approved on.
No, I haven't done any of that. All I did was reach out to the vendors.
And then we have to run it in the paper, for at least, 7 to 21 days. Is that not right, Sonny? On the RFP, and then after that, then we can approve it. But beforehand, we can't approve that because we'll get in trouble.
So we'll be glad to do that.
Okay. And just get with Connie, she can help you on that.
There's a gentleman from Dictus here, if he's allowed to speak.
Yeah.
If you have anything to say.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I can add, but you know, the reputation that we have, they visited our facilities. Everybody's very happy with what we do. We have, of our customers, we have nobody that complains. I just took over a facility just a couple weeks ago in Darlington, South Carolina. Got an email from a little bit in jest from the jailer that said I had to cut back on the quality of the food because people wouldn't want to go home. So, you know, anything I can do to help, I'm here.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Robert, anything you want? Robert, and I'm right on the RFP and stuff. I think you probably would have to bid that out.
Okay. Well, we'll run an ad, and I've already got the numbers from 3 of them, so if any more we want to throw their hat in the ring, that's fine there. But you know, when you have, you know, a lot of people in corrections don't care for me because I do care about the quality of life inside that jail. I don't want people eating less than what they should be, you know, as far as quality goes. The guy was getting released today. What did he tell you in the lobby?
You only have one complaint about our jail now.
But it's, and Chris is not wrong. They would fix the problem, but it always went back to substandard, in my opinion, substandard quality of food. And when you serve bad foods in a jail, inmates will get back at you. They'll flush pillowcases and sheets down the toilet and cause you all kinds of plumbing issues. They tend to get in a worse mood, and that may lead to a staff assault, maybe an escape attempt, whatever. Thank God that hasn't happened, but I don't want it to happen.
And when you have a whole jail refuse a tray, then that's 200 to 240 sack lunches. The kitchen has to come up with just on the fly. And that happens fairly often.
Right.
But if y'all don't care, go ahead and get the RFP out and then advertise it, and we don't mind a bid, bring it back.
How's that gonna affect their budget terms? It's another thing we have to think about, we're already over budget.
I'll give them.
All right, I agree.
What is it, Chad?
We'll see.
I'm biased, how's that gonna affect your budget? Kind of right in the middle of the budget year. What causing a rock in that, I know, I get it,
Yeah. All I can do is try to fight for the inmates.
I respect that. You gotta make sure you got the money. Well, thanks.
All right, so we'll table that into next meeting then.
Yes.
Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Next is,
No.
motion to approve on-the-job training agreement between Powell County Fiscal Court and Bluegrass Area Development District. And basically, this is on-the-job training. The guys that's taking the CDL classes, we're saving right around $40,000. The Bluegrass Area Development District, along with Workforce Development, is paying for all their classes, totally free. They want to start a program here that all new employees we can put under apprenticeship, and they will pay up to $8,000,
I can speak on that.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm here.
Oh.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
But I can cover a little bit on it. I mean, you spoke to Ted. Jody Barnes, he sits on our, Workforce Investment Board. He's one of our LEOs. We cover 17 counties. Like you said, we're in workforce development. We're a division of Bluegrass Area Development District and Workforce Development. And basically, we're looking at, I've been going to different fiscal court meetings to talk about the on-the-job training, but basically, it's an opportunity to, save up to $6,000, per new hire.
and that's for the apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's for anybody that we put through the on-the-job training. So we would work closely with your HR department. We'll work closely with them, and we would come up with some skills to be learned and things like that. And then we would reimburse up to that amount, but basically 50% of the way they're under that training period. So if, for instance, if the training took 12 weeks, then we would have reimbursed up to 50% of the wages for 12 weeks.
And also, they've supplied us with a total of 10 EMT students for the EMT class that's coming up here, 5 for Estill County, 5 for Powell County. And that's right around $10,000 savings that they're doing on this right now. So between the CDL classes and the EMT classes, they're going to be saving us right around $50,000. And also these guys and girls are going to be able to get certified as a CDL driver, along with being an emergency medical technician. Anything else?
We have people signed up.
Yeah, we do.
What do we have for scholarship?
We've got several.
We got several,
Yeah,
I think it's got more than 5.
And actually, we're gonna have to roll the dice or.
We're gonna have to choose.
Pick or, yeah, yeah, and Estill County got several also.
And 5.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
And part of, one of
Good
the,
problem to have.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the good things also is on this, part of this condition is that they have to be employed, when they come out, at least a part-time, employee of the ambulance service or CDL, the whoever they're gonna be working for. So, they're gonna guarantee us, people that's gonna work here.
The only question I have is what if they quit the class or flunk the class?
Bill,
Are we,
contract,
no, I mean,
what?
the class itself, what if they don't finish it? Are we obligated to pay that money back?
that would be part of the contract, that, if that happened, if they fail, if they quit, if they're kicked out, then if applicable, they would have to pay the money back.
They pay them back or us?
That's,
We don't take money, we,
That's what I thought.
so
well,
basically.
they pay us then.
Depending on depending on the different scenario, I'm here to talk about the on-the-job training, but if you're talking about that work-based learning or IT, everything going to training and things like that. If they get kicked out, they don't do good in school, things to that nature, they just wouldn't be in the program anymore. So usually that, with the on-the-job training, we would be reimbursing you guys money, so you guys pay ahead of time, we reimburse.
Yeah.
With the, say for instance, like a training or things to that nature, same ordeal, we reimburse that individual, so it's, if they get kicked out.
I'm
something happens.
familiar with the work with, what, my prior employee, until I retired, we used a lot in Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
With apprenticeships, equipment operators, retreat, whatever, so it's really a good program.
Yeah.
Make
What
sure
we're here to
we
help-
make sure we do the correct training, that's.
And basically, correct me if I'm wrong, it's free money.
Well,
But it comes from the state, but us, it's not gonna cost us anything, other than, 50% of their salary for the first 3 months.
That's why I was asking you, how do we prove that they got good training? Are we required to do that, or?
I keep thinking, I'm sorry.
That's it. Are we required to prove that they got adequate training on the job?
So for the on-the-job training itself?
Yeah.
No, so that's any new hires that you have, so they're gonna receive that training regardless, right?
Yeah.
So when you hire an individual, you're gonna train that individual no matter what, whether I'm here or not, you're gonna train that individual. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sit down with your HR team and we're gonna come up with some skills they're gonna be learning in that training period. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure they receive that training and then we just reimburse back.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
What if we, there's more than 5 applicants, physical court pays that $900 fee, and same deal, they can work for part-time for us for a year of that class, I mean,
We can,
that's something I can do, I mean.
unless Ronnie Bob will kill us for.
You didn't say no. How many applicants are there, like 7 or 8 or?
There's more than that.
Okay, well.
But we would sit down and talk to your HR group. Basically, I'm here today just because we approve the agreement. That's the first step, obviously, is to approve that agreement. And really, the agreement is they're usually, every fiscal year, our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th of every year. Whether you use it or not, we still have to get that agreement in place, and then once it runs out, then I would have to be sitting back here again, just telling you guys about it again, and it's not like I collect money, I'm not here to say, hey, I'm gonna get you, basically, once it runs out, whether you utilize it or not, because this is not just a fiscal court thing, I mean, we work with industry with the 17 counties, so we work with a lot of businesses and industries, but basically, once, we would sit down with your HR team, I would email back and forth, we'll get that agreement in place, get it signed from you, obviously. And then we would sit down and look at the positions and things, to see which positions we would talk about and things of that nature. And then, like I said, we would come up with a reimbursement.
Any questions? If it don't cost us a penny.
It doesn't cost you a penny.
Get that free.
There's not a penny.
Penny, several $1,000s for that.
The only thing that we will be held accountable for, like you said, is to ensure the new employees get the adequate training that they need for that job now.
And Judge, you also attend our board meetings, so you know exactly what funding is and all that stuff, so.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm sure they do, we just have to be probably a better job at documenting.
Yeah, well, we would still sit down and go through the curriculum of what needs to be trained and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah, we worked with them before.
So just to kind of give you an example, just so I don't confuse anybody, like say you hire somebody for like a road crew, I don't know. Obviously there's stipulations, I mean, they gotta be working more than a certain amount of hours and stuff, but say you're hiring somebody in the road crew, and say that it's say you look at it and say it takes 12 weeks to get these specific needs trained on this individual, and I just keep using the word, the number 12. It could be 10, it can be no less than 6, but it has to be more than 6, no more than 24 weeks. But say for instance, it's somebody working in the road crew, it takes 12 weeks for them to gain these specific skills.
those skills are determined by you guys tell me, so they gotta do this, they gotta do that. You know, those skills, once that 12 weeks is up, then we would be working with you guys reimbursing you monthly for them.
Yeah.
So if they quit in the middle of it, nobody's out money. I mean, obviously you guys are, because you guys are hiring that person, right? And you do all that stuff,
But
but
we're out the salaries, not anything else.
correct.
Yeah. So it actually worked on it.
I know it can't be perfect, but correct. Well, I'm sure it's costing some
Yeah.
taxpayer dollars, yeah.
Is it,
So,
I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
The work investment act?
Yep.
Okay, I actually graduated nursing school and used that, and they actually did help me, just so you all know, so it did actually,
We got one to the test here.
yeah, and this was 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, I went through
It's called WIO now, but WIO 17 years ago would have been called WIO.
employment office, and, I had to get my gen ed done, and then they actually helped with $20,000 of my.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we use them a lot for different job loads.
Yeah.
So do you wanna have a motion to accept
I'll
or
make the motion.
to accept JL, second by Dennis? All in favor to accept, and let me throw this in also, upon approval, I always, before we sign any contracts or anything like that, I like, Robert to look over and make sure that they're.
Yeah, feel free to look over it, and I'll be in contact with you. You have my email, and I email back and forth. Just, once you have it signed, just email it back to me.
Okay, just pending approval, okay, by Robert? Is that all right? Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and sign it. Okay.
Yeah.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
Thanks.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
You too. All right, next is, quote to clean, carpet in the courthouse courtroom, AOC, have you got,
I think it was $400. It's the people that have been out and doing our floors.
they're out of Jackson or Batesville?
Yeah, they've been doing a good job, but, that David's the one that come to me and said that it needs to be cleaned bad, so.
And this would be reimbursed by the AOC, is that correct?
Yeah,
think
I
yeah, we-
guess, yeah, we could turn it in and see if they'll,
Yeah, see if they'll reimburse us. And
I think it's
usually anything in the courtroom, they're really good about reimbursing.
I put it in your all's packet, so.
Any questions on that?
I do think it's been a while since it's been cleaned.
Yeah.
They've never been cleaned since, new carpet.
Don't even have carpet. Okay. I'm just leaving.
If Connie says it's good, I'm for it.
Oh, yeah, totally agree. Any questions, any other questions on it? Do you have a motion to accept the quote? Motion by Mike, second by Thad, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is just a discussion closed courthouse due to special election. What's that for? That's on the nickel tax.
It's my fault.
It's your fault.
I'm taking the mark. I just put it on there because I didn't. know.
Jackie's office will be open working. That office will be open.
Yeah.
She always
And-
is out.
and-
Anyway,
and I-
There will be no
election.
election. Is that the courthouse?
Is there a poll up for it?
No,
It'd be over to the extension office. Yeah.
court will be in session.
Yeah, no, nobody else gonna be closed, on that, as I know of, I'm not for certain on the sheriff's department, with the sheriff's department.
I know, they have to officiate the election.
But usually whenever we close for, state and federal elections.
Yeah, I've had a few complaints not wanting to close, so.
Okay.
Not wanting to close.
Not wanting to close, yeah.
You know, I'll give you my
my
opinion on it is, unless it's a regular election. Keep it open.
Yeah, cause, if we closed it, either you gotta pay all the road workers or you don't, that's not fair to them, so. I don't think we should close it. Most everything's gonna be open, has to be open anyway.
I'm taking a vacation day anyway.
I make a motion, leave it open.
I say,
Okay, all in favor, leave it open. 65% aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Courthouse will stay open for the special election. Next is, to approve the, holiday schedule for 2026. Any questions on the approve?
see any major changes?
Same next year. This year. I have to look at it.
Good information about it.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see, I don't see Eddie's birthday on there. Just kidding, just kidding.
Think it's overtime, right?
I think it's today. Any changes, anything y'all want to see change on it?
Bill ain't coming.
Let's all wait.
Friday. No.
Fair day years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
These are mostly federal.
Any discussion on?
Make a motion.
Motion to accept, 2026, fiscal court holiday schedule, second by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Next is the motion to, approve resolution for Clay City Business Park, water and sewer extension. And basically, that's, we have to have the resolution in order to, go forward on, actively seeking the monies.
I make them.
Motion by, Jay on second by Dennis, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. All right, next is TEPCO. And, Kevin? You come up. Basically, based on what I'm gathering on this, is back whenever TEPCO came in 2022. There's an agreement made by the previous fiscal court that, they would waive the, occupation taxes for a total of 5 years. And so we really didn't know anything about it, so now then, did you want to explain the rest of it there? Yeah. Evan? Yeah, but basically. Yeah. And one thing that, I want to say while he's passing these out, you know, TEPCO was one of our best employers here in Powell County. They paid a good rate, hourly rate for the employees. They have good employee benefits and stuff, so, you know, I think this is something we really need to fix, you know, and we found in the minutes, the 2022 minutes, that there was an agreement on this. And, but there was nothing in writing on it, basically, other than the minutes. So, if you look,
They'll probably.
I was in that meeting, those meetings. What the agreement was they paid the employee part, take it out. Then it's sent in, then you wrote a check for half of it back to the industrial authority, and it was put in an account for them to use to expand their business. Like the parking lot or buy equipment, or that sort of thing. That was the agreement. Now, the city did it for 3 years. I think the county did it for 5. But it was, you know, you still got it, but you gave it for them to expand with. I don't know how much is in that account now, but how do you write that check, Connie? Every quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, she writes it to the industrial authority and goes in that account every quarter, and I know the city does too.
No, we have,
Not exactly,
Huh?
not exactly,
No.
because we were unaware of your conversation with Craig Dawson.
yeah, Craig said the only request that TEPCO ever made to the county that he was aware of is the request was to extend the 50% tax reimbursement an additional 2 years to match the 5-year lease. And my minute says it was discussed in closed session. And you all made a motion to fulfill the obligations discussed concerning TEPCO. So. So let's be talking about closed session.
It's the match that are here that was
You
there.
all remember
You
that?
know, you remember that conversation, what happened? I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 5 years.
This, it was,
I'm not sure the county, they want the city to go 5 years and the city council was paid the whole story.
There's no contract.
Just according to the minutes, yeah.
I think we paid the,
Once whatever we agreed to in there,
Hey,
it went out of our hands to be done.
So are they leasing that off us, or they own the property?
Which, the one in Clay City or
Where we,
these up here?
I think
Which
they're
one they
getting
want
ready
to-
to sell it, is what,
They bought it and.
Yeah,
they're really bought.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
making payments on it, I think.
Opal manufacturing building is, they're in the process of buying it.
so this money's supposed to go back to them for improvement? Okay, the thing I was, I thought maybe we owned it, they've been improving our property.
I know they bought these here and then they bought this parking lot.
Yeah.
They bought in. They leased the first part, it belonged to the county. When they bought the second part, we couldn't go in and put lock on it
Yeah,
because we didn't own it.
Right.
so we owe 2023, 24, and then, 25.
So basically what I've got highlighted there is the money that we received in from the occupational taxes. My understanding with Mr. Dawson, the last payment we made is the one I've got highlighted there in blue at 5477.79. So the other ones that I have highlighted there, I put on the very back page, the totals for quarters 1 through 4 and 23, 1 through 4 and 24, and 1 through 3 and 25. The fourth quarter, obviously, we haven't hit that yet.
So we've not paid none of these.
Correct. So the first year we owed 9607.21. That's what half of what we received in. The second year, 29,367.40 is half of what we received in. And 3 out of the 4 quarters of this year, we received in 62,157.75. So we still have 1 quarter to add to that. But an average, if you see quarters 2 and quarter 3, they're pretty consistent at 25,000 now, which is far greater than the $3, $4, $5, and $6,000 we were getting when this originated. So if you estimated the next quarter to be 25 grand, that would bump this year's total up to 87,157.75, and half of that would be 43,578.86.
43 what?
43,578.86. So roughly with the estimate for the last quarter, we're looking at about $82,553.47. You all probably know a lot more than me as far as how many jobs are in each location.
Total TEPCO, you're looking at about 125 jobs.
That
That pays anywhere from $20 to $25 an
I
hour.
mean, we're getting roughly now 25 grand a quarter in occupational taxes, so basically. Almost with the next 3 quarters of next year would pay for the amount that we owe.
And if the agreement was made, then we need to pay it.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Well, I'll just,
I didn't just make it call. I guess,
Craig
TEPCO,
Dawson started, yeah.
yeah,
the
TEPCO was contacted Craig Dawson, Craig had contacted us. And, because we didn't know, we didn't know we supposed to be paying him. Is there other contract we don't know about, and anybody else? Any other businesses?
probably.
That'd be no, no.
No.
Yeah, we'll leave one thing. That's it here.
From the tax side of it, obviously, it would take 3/4 next year to pay that back. And we've got 125 to 150 good paying jobs for people in Clay City and Stanton. And we'll reap the benefits for those jobs with occupational taxes. And other things for our community for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate that,
Come with this thing.
yeah, well, fortunately, we caught this thing, but it's unfortunate that we didn't catch it. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
not the first thing we've been surprised by, so.
that's the reason why I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I mean, and they're such a good partner to us and they're good to the community. And, I don't think we have any choice but to honor that agreement.
So what, how many more years would that have?
No, this will be it, 2025 would be it, yeah, yeah.
You're looking at roughly an estimate of 86.
Yeah, from the looks of the truck sitting both ways, they ain't going nowhere for
No.
a few years. I think we're good.
Take them a year to get them out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they have been a good partner in our community and stuff, so, you know,
It's,
I think that would, you know, it's a lot of money and.
What do you think,
right?
What do you think, Robert? I mean, this is a legal issue. What do you think?
If we owe it, we pay it.
Even though it wasn't but it's in the minutes, so it's proved that it was approved, so.
And that's one of the things that we had talked about earlier, you know, that to make sure that it wasn't, we did have something to fall back on, just in case if the auditors came in and says, hey, you know, why'd you pay us this $82,000 and you didn't have anything to back it up on? We do have the minutes and stuff to back it up on.
Fulfill them.
So,
So.
Yeah, I would keep those handy.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so, I guess we're gonna have to wait till the fourth quarter comes out to actually see what we need to do to pay, or do y'all wanna go ahead and pay, 2023 and 2024?
Yeah.
And then wait until 2026 to come in?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. We pay for
Well-
2 years.
I say, that's something we made both ends.
Okay.
Hey, y'all done it, I did, but I'm taking
Thank you, Jay.
So that'd be a total, how much, Tony? 960721 and. Whatever.
6740.
That way that, you get the right amount.
I'm glad I got here so I can help you, brother.
You can see from these numbers, the taxes, we started receiving in 23 were $4,000, $5,000, and now we're up to 25 grand a quarter.
Well, TEPCO is doing excellent as far as their business here too, you know, it's, and that's a good sign, that's what we like.
They said it like a nice month, so they did 80 good bid.
Yeah.
They had about 500 trucks sitting in the county right there. They've got plenty of work.
That's amazing to me, because it's like it all over. These trucks are sitting all over. Those up there, Parkside, Hill.
Yeah, they got.
That's not, it's over
them
Pikeville,
marks,
everywhere you wanna look, any
yeah.
block that's secured, there's a bunch of brand new trucks.
And a bunch of trucks in it.
So somebody somewhere knows that the economy's fixing to go perfect,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't be.
So 2023 and 24, will be stuff, correct me, Connie, if I'm wrong, $38,974.61. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to have a motion to accept the pay 2023 and 2024. Motion made by Brian, second by Ted, or whoever. JL. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
That makes it.
And then-
Who got it covered?
2026, then we'll, get that last quarter in and, not bring it back, pay the last 1.5.
So after all this is caught up, now.
That's it.
Everything they pay is.
Yeah, yeah.
For the good of the county.
Good. All right, next, East Adams Ridge Road. And that will be, it's on. You wanna come up?
You got your paperwork. I don't want the road.
Yeah.
I just want it. Get it maintained.
So Robert, what did you figure out on that?
Well, Judge, I think I have to look at it some more, figure it out. I mean, honestly, I don't recall that ever. Do you feel like it's in the county? I mean, is it a?
Well, you know, my concern is if it wasn't the counties, why did we pave it twice?
Yeah.
They've been done a lot.
You know,
In line.
Well, so I think the first thing we probably need to do is, check to see if it was ever formally adopted through our minutes. I seem like I remember at one time, did y'all come down here?
I had whole fiscal court down there one time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you come with them or not. They're all dead except for Tim Gibson and, Darren Farmer.
yeah,
That's only two that still alive out, Bug Getter, all of them. John.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not claiming the road, I just want the road maintained.
Yeah. When was that? What year was that, you remember?
2000, you had a paperwork.
yeah, Robert's actually got it, cause I took it over to him. 2002, something like that, yeah.
He was taken in.
Well, that's whenever the legal battle and stuff was
Yeah.
on it, was 20.
Well, I might be, cause he had to be in before I came in, but I feel like.
Well, it should be something
To
on.
be quite honest, I didn't realize, I think we had that conversation today, you left that sitting there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were saying that the county owned it, I thought they were saying they owned it.
Yeah, no,
So I was like, okay, that's, but,
Yeah.
so I'll need to look at that and see, to be quite honest, but I think, I mean, we still need to we probably had to have adopted that in the road system in some way with a record of it being a county road.
and that's the thing, if we adopted it into the road system, then we would have had to contact the state.
Yeah, there are the
Tell-
clear
tell
record
them.
of it, yeah, there are.
But,
My
My daughter has that deed now,
Yeah.
that place, on there.
uh-huh.
She will sign it over if it's in that deed.
So is this something that we would wanna table, until you looked over the?
Yeah, I need to, because I misunderstood what was happening there when you let that, I didn't really get an opportunity to look at it well enough to know, but still, I think what we're gonna have to do is go back through our minutes and see what is there in relation to adopting that road in.
Go back to 2002.
It's highly, I can't imagine we would have maintained it like that without it being in the system.
Some type of
Would there be
paperwork.
anything filed in Jeff's paperwork, Jim took out his paperwork?
No, I mean, it should be filed, I mean, there should have been something done, but it should be filed in the minutes, the actual court minutes of our fiscal
All
court meeting.
fiscal court was down there.
Yeah, what we can do
Bobby Gray
is,
said that
2002,
Creek then belonged to the county.
Connie don't have anything else to do, so I'll just have her, just kidding. We'll look at the 2002, minutes, we'll go back to 2001, 2002, 2003, see if we can look
Like
at
that,
it.
I just want to maintain.
Yeah.
I need sign put up on it too, kids got plan.
Yeah,
But keep our dead ends on, or got a sign up for kids.
yeah, right at the front.
I'm saying, so.
Yeah.
That's all.
So.
Yeah, I think we should table it.
Let's table it until, next month. And then see what we work out on, it. See what we can find on being a hospital.
Yes, he'll be in the hospital.
Oh. Yeah, let's do it then.
No.
I'm kidding, but, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll go back and like I said, review 01, 02 and 03's minutes and
It
see
should
if
be
we can.
something filed, but like I said, the whole bit, they just load up in the cars, we all win.
Cause I can tell you that the lady who was keeping those, minutes and stuff, she does one heck of a job. And, she documents and documents. Huh?
She's retired, isn't she?
Oh,
There is, yeah, I was saying Judy might have took it back then.
Yeah.
She can't do it, I'm just.
yeah, but we'll look and see and go from there. But right now, if there's big snow or anything like that, we'll go ahead and plow until we can find out what's what. We'll go ahead and
You got paperwork.
do what we need to do until we can find out something different.
The sycamore tree is gone, though, that knows it down.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You play another one back? Oh, well, we can't do it then. Tree killer.
Is that all right with y'all?
Yep.
To table till next. All right, thank you. Appreciate y'all coming up.
Patrick may have some ideas. huh?
Yeah, next is, Hollywood contract and, basically, I just wanted to discuss it and, have y'all had the opportunity to look at it?
Yeah, I glanced at it in your office that day, but.
But, basically, it's a simple contract and, you know, it goes that, they will pay us, the amount for the, land payment. In return for them, to be able to manage it and then sublease it. I think right now, we're still looking to see if we lease it out to certain individuals, we'll lose the grant money, right? Versus.
That's a concern.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to think of who the heck I called.
We talked to,
Yeah, I know,
we sure did, we talked.
but I think, SCRS disease.
Yeah.
Billy, Renee, help you with it?
Sandy's the one.
Yeah, and that brings us up on this contract also. Is, and if I may, on Sandy. Sandy's actually helped out a lot on this Hollywood contract, doing a lot of research. Totally free, and Robert and I have, talked about to see if we can actually, gain her services, to review this contract to see if she can give us a little bit more legal advice on the Hollywood, because she's basically an expert on it, and she's
Yeah, right.
really good. So, I don't know what it would cost us to have her to.
I haven't discussed it with her. So what I have done is I have discussed, some preliminary issues. Basically, what happened the last time we had a meeting. Those proposals were made to us, and there were some names thrown around about, you know, you can contact this lady at, Brad, and she'll tell you exactly how we did it there, and wasn't how they did it there. She said, I don't know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
they didn't do that here, you know,
Yeah,
so.
that's the lady I talked to up there.
So she referred me to several people, and then after that happened, we got that proposal on please. I contacted Sandy and said, can we do this? Can this happen? She was a little reluctant to say could or couldn't at first. She talked to some people at Frankfurt and got back to me and said, yes, we can make this happen. There's gonna have to be some tweaks done on this lease, and she, you know, has some concerns with some areas about it. And I kind of felt like she was kind of saying, okay, if you guys want me to help you, I will, but down back part I'm gonna go, you know, and I really think that the court ought to do that, and her
I agree.
this is the thing, if there are issues, she knows the people in Frankfurt to contact, say, hey, can we do this or can we not? And they'll tell, you know, and it comes direct from the source.
And that's something we need to do like yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I would contact her tomorrow. I know that she wants to help us, but I think it needs to be.
Compensated.
Yeah.
Well, I can't blame her, it's what she does.
Yeah, that's right, it should be.
And like I said earlier, you know, that Hollywood is a good project, just not for the county.
Has everybody seen the copy of it?
That's the
one which one are we talking about?
Yeah, so.
Y'all come down to the office, and we'll show it to you. Unless. But it's a pretty straightforward contract, that,
When was this brought to us?
well, this is just let me say a rough draft.
Yeah, that's the one that Brian.
No, that's what Robert,
After that meeting, though,
yeah, Robert.
like a week after.
Yeah.
Well, I make a motion that we court attempt, she may decide, well, she don't want to do it, but hire her to, at our interest, look at this.
I think she will, she's very knowledgeable, very,
Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns here.
Well, I mean, it's like, me or you or Robert, whoever called in there, they would say, let's repair it. Yeah.
well, can we say, let's give Robert the authority to negotiate with Sandy about
Yeah, I make it,
working on this. And getting full authorization to do what we need to do to get this.
that's all we got, we're gonna go with it.
My boy Drew.
I'll second.
Motion made by JL, seconded by, Chad, or, gosh. See, I thought earlier, I said, man, I ain't called him Chad all night. But, let me make sure that Robert don't wanna add anything else into it.
Something I might heard, you always angry.
It, Bobby, have you got anything to add on it?
That was not the direction I was gonna take. I was, this doesn't work out, I would like the opportunity to run the park. Just like it has been.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
If it does work, I might come talk to you. Throw it out there, doesn't it?
Robert, you okay with it? We made a motion?
Yes, that's fine, yes. Okay, so we've got a motion, second, all in favor to allow Robert to negotiate the deal with, the attorney Sandy. Director Toddwood. Yes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Next is, approve, contracts for medical, EMS medical director and EMS director. Medical director, we do have a, person that's willing to, take it over for us. Bruce Kostelnik, he's out of Winchester, he's a ER doctor at, Clark Regional Medical Center, and also he's the, medical director for Baptist Health.
How do you spell his last name?
Kostlenik, I think.
Hey, we got a K, that's good, I'll go.
Yeah, that's why I call him Brucey.
Okay.
But he's already agreed to do it, and he, basically his compensation is $2,000 a month. And, I think it's very, very cheap, for a medical director. Total of 24,000 a year.
Last one, 50.
No, last one was doing three, but,
It's one of the deals, you get what you pay for. So.
yeah, but he was getting some other fringe benefits, well, shut up, Danny. Do I have a motion to accept,
I make the motion.
motion to accept Bruce, Kostelnik as our new EMS medical director? Do I have a second? Motion by JL, second by Mike, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. And, next part of it is, we had a total of 3 applicants, for EMS director. And, I'll be honest with you, I picked up the best one and brought him up, and, name's William Bucket. He's sitting over there beside Leandra. And, I think JL knows William. He's worked with William before. I don't know if anybody else has worked with him or not. And, yeah, he used to be your boss, too. But William, comes from Clark County Fire Department. He retired out as battalion chief for the Clark County Fire Department, and, he is now working for a Toyota Fire Department over in Georgetown. And, he's accepted to, he's wanting to come up and work for us. You know, the thing on the salary, you know, he's gonna need at least 58 to 60.
I'm taking a pay cut at 60 to leave there, so.
And Arthur was right at 59, so.
I know I'm getting.
Yeah.
That's all I do. What you gotta ask Arlene is, said, can she pack me around for a little while? That's what you gotta ask.
Yeah, I didn't know if I told you, that William Puckett. Any questions for William?
So it's just 1,000 over officers,
Do I?
just 1,000 more than what Arthur are getting.
Yeah. And Arthur last year, he refused his, pay raise, so. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion.
Motion to accept by JL, second by Brian, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Congratulations.
I still gotta get my two.
I'd say 60.
60, yeah.
I still gotta get my notice and stuff, but I can start working on my days off.
Okay.
I'll be here trying to help get the station situated and get my bearings.
Yeah.
Cause it's gonna take me a few minutes to get my bearings.
Stay on me to get them poles around the air conditioner and get.
Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob.
Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll get something in there.
All right, next is discussion for hazardous duty retirement for the sheriff's department. They've asked to go from a non-hazardous duty position up to a hazardous duty for the sheriff and one deputy, Deputy Skidmore. And basically the cost difference that you're going to look at about $7,000 to $7,500 per year difference. Each.
Is there any way, alcohol can pay in that?
But that's something we'll have to look at, but one of the things that we have to look at is everybody around us has hazardous duty. And, you know, in order to get qualified applicants to come up here and work, we're gonna have to give them a little incentive, and, that incentive is, the first thing they ask is it hazardous duty or non-hazardous? And if it's non-hazardous, they're not gonna come up here.
If the city, Clay City, they changed it.
Yeah, Clay City is hazardous, Stanton's hazardous, Kentucky State Police is hazardous, everybody around us is hazardous duty. Except the Powell County Sheriff's Department. And where we say everybody, the counties around us are hazardous duty, even Menifee County. So, you know, it's something, you know, and I figured that the pay, you know, the actual difference would have been a lot more, but we figured out it was right around $7,000 to $7,500 per year.
What over there right now, we just got one deputy.
Well, no, we got two.
Full-time deputy.
Yeah, we got two full times. Larry's retired, so it's not costing him anything as far as the retirement stuff. But Rob and Danny's the ones that we have to look at. But you know.
Now in the future, we hire new people, will be doing the same thing, right?
Yeah. You know, and the old saying, you get what you pay for. You know, if we don't help them out, we're not gonna get qualified applicants.
How many deputies is he budgeted for? Like, could he actually have? You know, he usually only keep one or two and then.
Yeah. Well, the problem is keep them. The pay's up now, but before the pay wasn't any good. And what they would do, they'd come to the sheriff's department and get trained, and they'd go to the city of Stanton or Winchester or Mount Sterling or something like that.
And they've been several do that.
Yeah, several people. And so, yeah, and you know, we've got to do something to keep these people. I like motion made by, hang on. Heartburns, this, I don't, yeah. Heartburns.
I second.
Seconded by JL, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. All right, next we're gonna go into closed sessions per KRS 61-810 subsection C and F. And, do I have a motion to go into closed session? Motion made by Mike. We don't need to speak. I forgot all about you did there.
You sure did.
Very, all right. Before we make that motion, let's go ahead and listen to Leandra.
So I will keep this really quick.
All right.
We received our first payment for the QRT grant from Florida. It was a little over 13,000 for our QRT coordinator. Rob has started and we're already trying to work some, logistics out, get that going. Overdose for this month, or for October, not this month. We had, through OD Maps, we had 45 suspected overdoses. And excuse me, through OD Maps, we had, 5 fatal overdoses, suspected overdoses, and naloxone was used 25 times on each of those. Now, working with Megan through that toxicology report there, we had no overdoses for the month of October, fatal overdoses.
Wow.
So
That's good.
that's a very good thing, I feel like. We are still currently in the same spot we were last year. We're still at 10 fatal overdoses. So we'll just kind of wait and see where we fall in on that overdose report. Also for the opioid advisory abatement council, we met last week. We're still working on finalizing recovery readiness so we can look at our gaps and barriers and kind of give you all a little bit of information there where we stand. And then also, well, we're hoping that in January we can kind of just meet and let's discussion. We went to the Opioid Abatement Commission symposium. Me, Eddie, Brian, Wendy Anderson and Janelle and Rob Williams. We all came back. We went to different sessions. We all had back a lot of information to hopefully bring back to the county. So
I had heard for names.
it should have. But that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Leander, next time, just say, hey, I won't forget you next time I'm sorry.
I was trying to get your attention.
And you just saved the best for last.
Exactly. All right, now then, we'll go into closed sessions, per case.
Y'all be careful going home, it's late.
61-810 subsection C and F.
They would go home.
And, do I have a motion to go in closed, by Dennis, second by Brown, favor 65%. Aye.